no secret what God can do. What He's done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do.
I thought I'd just take a few moments out with you just to tell you about my mum. It's her birthday today, and unfortunately she's no longer with us, and I just thought I'd go through a few things to tell you what a wonderful person she was. My mum was my rock, my friend, and she always would help me out whenever it was needed. Never ever judged me, and was always there to offer that helping hand. I've got some things on my little mum's shelf here, which are things that I kept to remind me of her, and I'll just tell you a few of these things here. That was a picture of her when she was really young, and you can see that there. My mum was born in February 1924, 22nd February 1924, and she was born up in sort of right up north somewhere. I think it was South Shields or near Skegness, and unfortunately she was fostered out as a very young child, and then what happened was that during this fostering period she was then separated from her brother Aubrey, and she was then adopted by a lady who didn't want her brother, so they were separated. And all of her life, throughout the whole of her life, all you ever heard her say was, "I wish I could find my brother, I miss my brother." And this went right up until almost the time that she passed away. And it was very, very sad that she never managed to reconnect with her brother, which was a real shame, you know. But then after that, she about 16, she left home because that's what you had to do in those days, and she joined the Salvation Army, and she moved to Bristol. She was in Bristol during the war, working on the tea canteens and things like that for the soldiers and the bombed out people and people like that, and working with the Salvation Army. And the Salvation Army had quite a big influence on my very early life, because we used to go there and we used to sing in the Salvation Army and sing the hymns and so on. Very rousing, quite great hymns actually. Then she moved to Liverpool, where she met my dad. My dad worked on the ships, and he used to come over, and then he sort of they got married, and then I was born, and that's me, and then 3 years later my brother was born. This was a card that my mum bought me on one of my birthdays, and she made a note in here about when I was born, and she's put, "Happy birthday son, love from Mum," and it says it was 4 a.m, December the 4th, in Liverpool. Living in one room, gas lighting, my better half away at sea. Living alone. A friend in the next room watching out for me. Her name was Eileen. She went for the midwife, who nearly didn't make it because it was just after the war and they were short of nurses and medical things. She had to use my scissors to cut the tube and my needles to stitch me up. My little baby was in a hurry to be born and arrived a few minutes before the nurse arrived. My beautiful baby boy, that's me, my beautiful baby boy was born, and thank God every day for him. I am so very proud to be his mum. John, I love you very much and God bless you always. And she put a note over here, Chen, which is like my Chinese name, and Cam, that's my brother's name, Kim. And in Chinese it means silver and gold. So that's we were named. I don't know why my brother should be gold and I should be silver, but never mind. That's okay. So that was nice, wasn't it, that she sent that to me. My dad was in restaurants, and that's why I sort of decided to become a chef and why I trained to be a chef, although that's not what I eventually went on to do. I did for a while, but not for long. But anyway, back to my mum. So I've got her passport here. There we go. And in her passport there are lots of stamps in it from all over the world, because my mum did travel quite a lot after we were left home, and she lived for 7 years in Miami, which we used to go over and visit her there, and that was quite a nice life for her. I think she loved America, and whenever the American anthem came on the TV, she would always stand up and put a hand over her heart and sing out the American anthem, which of course I didn't know it, but she knew it off by heart. And I suppose being in America that long, I suppose she would get to know it, wouldn't she? After we left home, my mum, who was an amazing cook, she actually worked for Michael Caine up in Windsor. And she was Michael Caine's cook for about a couple of years. And she always used to tell us stories about the dinner parties they had with Joan Collins there, Jackie Collins. All the stars of the day used to come for dinner, and she used to cook for them and make their meals. And one day we went down when Michael was out. Michael Caine was out of the country. We went down to his house in Windsor, and we had a good poke around in there. We went in the snooker room which he had, which was quite unusual back then. He had a cinema as well, that was amazing. And we went all over his house. It was called the Mill in Windsor, and it had a big water wheel in the grounds as well. But my mum had quite a few jobs for quite important people. Lord and Lady Mersey was another one. And they worked at Dunster Castle, which was, oh God, that was an amazing place. It wasn't open to the public back then, but again we went down to Dunster Castle, and I went in all the parts that all the I suppose the visitors now can't go into, but that was a real amazing place as well. In fact, quite a few amazing places. Eaton Square was another place for the daughter of Harold Macmillan. That was another place, and if you've never been in one of those terraces, the big round terrace that's in Eaton Square, it's just amazing. Those houses are. They're so big. They look tiny from the front, but they're absolutely massive inside. But yeah, she's worked for quite a lot of amazing people, and of course all the time she's in Florida as well. I've got a notebook here of her. It's got cats on it. She loved cats, and in here she used to write all sorts of little bits and pieces. Drop something here. What's this? This is it's a receipt for a pub. That's the other thing my mum did. She kept receipts for everything. So yeah, she's got written here, on the Friday the 10th of February 2012, Kim and Yvonne came over today. That's my brother. 14th of February, had dinner with John. Then she's got in all day, in all day, in all day. And she's got here on the 22nd of February 2012, which is her birthday, of course. She's had lots of birthday phone calls. Lorraine phoned me, and Kaz and Ollie, who are my children, rang her to wish her happy birthday, and she was being taken out for a meal that night. And then 2 days later she's got written in here Caroline's birthday. So she used to write everything in here, and here on the 28th she's got a note, paid £56 for something or other. That's what I mean, she used to keep a record of everything that she used to do. Go to the 14th of May, go to the bank and pay the electric. That's the sort of thing that she did. She wrote everything down. It was amazing. This Bible here is a Bible, and my mum gave me this when I was very young. To my darling son, may God bless you always, from Mummy. What's this? Whoever else you may love, my son, remember he is the one other. He comes first and last. If you always remember this, you will not go far wrong. Of course, she was talking about God, of course. And she gave me this, and I've still got it to this day, and it's a nice little thing there. This is her cup, and it's a china cup. She always had to drink out of china cups. She didn't like anything else. And these mini cheddars were her favourite snack. She always had mini cheddars. Wherever we went out, she'd want a bag of mini cheddars. She used to come with me on my gigs, and I used to have to try and stop her carrying out the gear, which was quite embarrassing sometimes, because she was getting on a bit, you know, and she'd be struggling there with the speakers or the stands, trying to pull the trolleys along. And people used to look at me as if to say, what are you letting that old lady pull those things for? And I used to have to tell her to stop and to leave them alone. But whenever we went out, she knew all the words to my songs. Amazing. And she was always telling everybody how fantastic I am, and I did this, and John did this, John did that. But she'd always ask me to can you get me a bag of cheddars, please? And she used to hold out the money to me to get them for her. But of course I just bought them. That was her watch, and she had that on right until the end. But this is her watch, but she always used to get her glasses. She used to go like this at it, trying to see what time it was, because the numbers were a bit small for her. She used to like to collect book matches, and I had a great big container full of book matches from all over the places that she'd visited. So wherever she went, she'd pick up some book matches. And this one, it says on here, the English pub, Key Biscayne, Miami. So I've still got some of those. I've got like bits of jewellery that were hers. These are all things that are just nice to keep. This is one of her cat plaques. And in my shed, I've got a shed full of cat plates and ornaments and all sorts of things that I don't have up, but I've still got them in my shed. She loved her ornaments. She had hundreds of these things, hundreds of them. This was her purse, and there's even some money in here. Oh, what's this? 20 euros. I think that's the time I took her to Malta. And there's some more euros in there. In here, what have we got in here? Anything interesting? No, that's all empty. But that was the purse she carried about everywhere with her. So these are like just a collection of things that I've got that I like to look at. That were my mum's. What's this? Oh, it's nothing in there. Oh, hang on, there is, yeah. Oh, business cards. And they're all business cards of, to do with the stuff that I've done over the years where I've had a business card made. She used to keep that and she used to show people, look, my son does this, he does this, he does this, he does, you know, and that's how she was, you know. She was very proud of me and Kim and all the things that we did in our lives. When she died, it was very, very sad, really sad. And I wrote this little thing at that time, and it just says, many things my mum taught to me, charity, loyalty and empathy. Learn to forgive, try to be good, remember your manners, be responsible and act like a good person should. Be strong in adversity, stand up straight and true. These are the things that I'll pass on to you. And I put, oh my dear Mum, I miss you so much, your cheeky smile and your tender touch. How so I wish you were still here by my side, but as you always said, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. That was her favourite saying, you know, if I wanted something. I used to say, oh, I wish I could have this, or wish I could have that, and she'd say, well, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. And that was her saying that she said. Another saying she had was, there's no such word as can't, and that's true actually. There is no such word as can't. Everybody can do things if they really want to do it. And she gave me a very positive outlook on life. And all I was saying now, Mum, is I miss you every day. And wish you were still here. God bless you, Mum.
It is no secret what God can do, what He's done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God